Okay, I would like to ask you to give some advice to our students who are coming to study this summer to St. Petersburg.
Okay, well, when you're on the metro, Americans have a tendency to speak as loudly as they possibly can. And there's really no better way to give yourself away as an American and potentially a target to pickpocketers, thieves, etc. Than to be a loud American and have a backpack and just stand next to your friend and just scream about how cool the metro is and how you just saw babushka and she has a fur coat and oh my god, this is just amazing. There's a bum. Like, what do we do? He's gonna steal my life. Just be calm and speak. If you're gonna speak English, just do it quietly and there's no reason to yell. If you're right next to the person, no reason to yell. Russians don't yell at each other on the metro. If you watch them, they're very quiet. They talk to each other. They don't need to get in anybody else's conversation. They're not trying to eavesdrop. They're in their own world. And if you want to kind of blend in, that's the best way to do it, at least on the metro. Do you have any advice?
Yeah, I completely agree. I know a kid last semester who he was like the kind of guy who spoke really loud on the metro, and one day we were going to buy hockey tickets, and he was speaking really loud to us from across the metro car, and he got all the stuff stolen. So you don't need to speak loud, even not even on the metro, just in public. But when you go to stores, just talk to Russians. They may seem a lot really aggressive, especially the cashiers.
When you don't have the change?
When you don't have the right change. When you don't have kopeki. But, you just gotta get used to it. And they're really not that mad at you. You just gotta say, they're just lazy. Just take it as it comes. That's the best advice I can give is just take it, just roll with the punches.
Okay.
Exactly. Roll with the punches.
What do you gotta say?
Advice to students who are coming here?
Yes, please.
Everything that's just been said, obviously. But also to, I would say, learn about American history and American current affairs and stuff before you come, because you're going to get in conversation with people and they're going to ask you about what's going on in America. So know what's going on so you don't look stupid when you get into a conversation, because a lot of the time Russians know more about your country than you do, and that's really embarrassing. So work on that. B, work on Russian language before you come and know a little bit about Russian history, just so that you can look even smarter than the Russians when you get into those same sort of conversations. Also, if you haven't been studying the language right before you came, do some sort of prep work before you come, because as soon as you hit the ground, you're going to need to know what's up, pretty quickly. I would say, as far as St. Petersburg is concerned, if you're coming here, advice would be to do things that you wouldn't expect to do in America. Like, if you've never been to a play in America, you've never been to an opera, you've never been to a ballet, it's not your bag, do it anyway, because St. Petersburg is the capital of operas and ballets. And it's the best ballet that you'll see for as cheap as you can get it here in your life. And so it's totally worth it. It's not stuffy and snobby, it's expected of the average person. And just to, I don't know, there's all sorts of safety stuff you can talk about, don't be stupid in the metro, don't leave your wallet in your jacket and then put it up on a hook that may be right nearby you and then start talking, because somebody will steal it. We had somebody get their camera stolen out of their pocket last week when that exact same thing happened. So it's that sort of thing, like street smarts. If you're not from a big city, talk to somebody who's been from a big city and learn of the street smarts that you need to know, because it's just like any big city, but they do have, especially in the summertime, problems with pickpocketing and stuff like that. So you need to be smart where that's concerned. But my общая advice would just be have a good time when you're here. Enjoy it. Don't study, But don't sit in your room every day and study, because you're gonna miss out on life. And the life that you experience here for the short time that you'll be here in the summer is not to be missed. Especially the summer in St. Petersburg. I mean, it's the best place in the world, I believe, you can be in the summer. Because the sun does not set.
Very optimistic.
It
It does not set.
Literally
The sun does not set here in the summertime. The white nights here,
Since June and July.
it's basically May. Yeah, it's like from May to July. Like, obviously in June 21st, like that's the lightest of the days, but like, there's this overwhelming feeling. The thing about Russia, like they say Russians, because of the history of rabstvo, you know, like slavery, the serfdom and stuff. There's long periods of Russians doing nothing, and then they're extremely active. And then they do nothing for long periods of time, like in the winter time when they were serfs and they didn't do much during the winter time, but then in the summertime they had to do lots and lots of work. So it's like ingrained in the DNA of the Russian person. And that can be like kind of transferred into the year-long Russian versus the summertime Russian. Year-long Russian hibernates for the most part. Crappy weather, you don't want to go outside, it's snowing, it's icy, there's people, you know, icicles falling from buildings hitting people. You don't really want to go outside much, so you don't go outside much. But the summer, that tiny little window of pleasure, people take it and use it, and even our host mothers are out until 2 o'clock in the morning with their friends. And they're enjoying life, and they're walking around, and they're talking about life and experiencing new things. People are seeing the bridges open in the summer. They're walking with champagne and doing champagne toasts on the streets. It's like, it's amazing. And it's so like life affirming. So if I were to have my choice, I would come here in June or July.
That's when they're planning to come. That's great. Thank you, Charlie.
You're welcome.
I mean, everything's already pretty much been said. Don't be loud in the metro. Don't be ignorant in the metro because it will hit the fan. My number one advice as the last person on this video is bring hot sauce. Bring hot sauce. Hot sauce. Hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
And that's actually not a that's not a joke. That's not a joke. That's not a joke.
And
Russian food is excellent. Russian food is excellent. But if you love hot food in America, bring hot sauce. And it will fulfill your a lot, and it will fulfill your needs. So basically, don't be ignorant in the metro. Don't walk down Nevsky screaming in English. And bring hot sauce.
And enjoy life.
And goes the need.
And don't be exactly.
And go to the banya.
And go to the banya.
Go to the banya.
You gotta experience the Russian banya. We just came from Russian banya tonight.
Свениками?
Banya.
Вениками, да.
Конечно, конечно.
Как без вин.
Как без веников?
Нельзя без веники.
Хорошо, спасибо вам большое.
Пожалуйста.
Пожалуйста.
Спасибо вам.